What a do, homies? I will say that today is a bit of a early thoughts type of video. I understand that, you know, it's been less than 24 hours since season 2 came out. And talking about season 2 is like serving you not fully cooked food, okay? Because here's what I'm trying to say. No one is really understanding season 2 yet, and I feel like it's too early for people to judge what season 2 is, okay? But I will say that I do think season 2 is kind of a fucking mess, okay? And I understand that, like, it's probably everyone who's playing this doesn't fully understand it, but maybe we do at the same time. You know, what I'm saying is we gotta let it digest for a bit, okay? It's been like less than 24 hours since season 2 came out, but you know, it's not that good, okay? It's not good, okay? So, let me just talk about a couple things really quick, okay? I want to talk about what I think what everyone is thinking about this season is that it just feels like season 1 of Tekken 8, but it's ramped to a little bit crazier degree. Like, it's just 50-50s everywhere. Like, I'm not even joking. 50-50s fucking everywhere now. And it's just so crazy, okay? Like, it's unbelievable that these new moves just allow people to just fuck you up if they want to. Like, oh, I'm just gonna throw you in a mix as much as I can. So there's no such thing as a neutral game. And at least in season 1, there was a little bit of a neutral, right? Like, oh, maybe in the beginning there's a bit of a neutral. But the fact that now season 2 has like a bunch of these stupid, crazy good moves, you kind of have to just sit there and deal with shit. And I think that it's fucked up, right? You might be like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Okay, so there are like, I was playing ranked, okay? And Jack 8 now has a new string. It's like 2-1 plus, like 2-1 up forward 1+2. It's an uninterruptible string that gives him free Oki, okay? It just starts at like 12 frames, free Oki, uninterruptible, and a lot of chip damage, okay? Like, what the fuck is this? So it's a mid that's +8, and if he hits you, it's +17 and he gets a combo. That's exactly what this move is. And like I said earlier, chip damage. Okay, so if he's in heat, he does even more chip damage. Okay, I just don't get what season 2 is doing. Like, everyone is feeling even more of the same than ever now. Everyone has a move in counter hit that lets them do something to go into heat, right? Like, Lars got down for 2 into silent everyone. He needed that though. But like, you know, everyone has moves like this. Like, Yoshi has like flash into like back 2-2 type shit. It's kind of like everyone is the same, you know. It's such a letdown. Like, King has a shove into forward 2-1 on counter hit. It's just, everything just feels like every character is the fucking same. And I think it's just such a letdown that this is what the future of Tekken 8 is going to be like, okay? Now, really quick, I will just say that I think King and Jack 8 are probably the most broken characters in the game right now. I know it's too early to say, but they feel just so overwhelming and just so dumb that you can't do anything about it. Like, the fact that King now has a Lars heat move where he just dashes in armor, then you have to take a mix-up, is crazy. You might be like, well, Lars has that, why is he not broken? It's because King has like kind of as what you would call an unblockable, okay? His throw is unbreakable in this stance, and it does so much more damage. It just makes no sense that this is like, yes, we needed King to have this. And a homing Shining Wizard, homing Giant Swing, he didn't need that because he already does like a lot of fucking damage. The most damaging heat smash as well. It's like, dude, he can't have everything. You gotta give him one or the other. It's either he has good grabs or he has weak combos. He can't have both and good counter hits. It just makes no fucking sense.
Round 3.
Now, I don't know if I said this, but I do think that Azucena is the most balanced character. I don't know if I was talking about this earlier, so I'm ranting and, you know, I'm just talking the top of my head, so I don't remember what I said earlier. Anyways, I think Azucena is probably the most balanced character, okay? She has moves that lead into stance, but it's not like overwhelming, right? She has to risk to get plus range. If she wants to be a plus, she has to do a low in stance, right? And that is risky because you could parry it, right? And then all her mids are like safe, which I think is fair. Her mids are safe and she loses her turn. It's fair. At least in this game, it's fair. If it was like Tekken 7, maybe not so fair, right? But, you know, she is probably the most balanced character. Like, she just doesn't have like insanely crazy counter hits, and she has a parry and everything, kind of like every other character too. And it just makes no sense that every character, like I said earlier, is starting to feel the same. Like backswing blows that lead into shit. We just have moves that lead into stance and heat. It just feels really dumb that every character is pretty much the same, but Azucena is the most balanced character as of right now. At least I think she is. And then maybe Deviljin. I think Deviljin's new buffs are okay. They're not like amazing. He has like an unblockable, but that's in like Morning Crow. And I think it's definitely, I don't think it's needed, but like, you know, if he has one, you might as well give Lars one too. Like all, you know what I mean? It's like every character is starting to feel the same. It just feels weird if one person has like such a strong unblockable. You know what I mean? Like if you get something guaranteed, every character should get something that's like fucking guaranteed in stance. That shit's stupid. Because you're telling me that as an opponent, you know, as a player, I'm holding back to just block and play the game. I'm gonna die and get a free hit just for holding back. I just think that's a bit kind of iffy, but I don't know. I haven't had that much experience with Deviljin in ranked. I played against one Deviljin. I think that's it. He feels pretty much the same, okay? But that is overall what I think about this season. Every character is still the same. I think that's one thing that's also really disappointing. Is that every character still feels the same as they did in season 1. They just have new moves, but I don't know if their new moves are really that. That's what I think. But speaking of new moves, let's talk about Lars, okay? I personally think that with all these new buffs that Lars got, he is just like every other character now. And I think that is so sad. Everyone might be like, oh my god, he's so strong. Like, yes, he is much stronger than usual. But at what cost? You know what I mean? So let's talk about what Lars has. I think Lars would probably be A tier. He still struggles a shit ton in the neutral. Despite all these new moves, he still struggles in the neutral. Okay, so let's talk about some new moves that he got. Down forward 1 extensions, right? Not needed. I don't know why they added this. He did not need this shit. This shit adds nothing to his neutral. Like, okay, yes, you have to be wary that he can continue after down forward 1, but it was not needed. I would prefer if he had a low that just wasn't fucking launched from like +4 or +3, like a hatchet kick. You know what I mean? That okay, yeah, no, that's fine. A hatchet kick that leads into no stance. I'm okay with that. I think that's what he needed. But down forward 1 extensions, what does it really do? I think that it's just a good 13 frame punish, but we already had a 12 frame punish that does so much more, okay? It's a 13 frame punish that leads into dynamic entry. And obviously dynamic entry leads into mix-ups and mix-ups, oh my god, and heat engagers. But it's just, to me, who asked? Who asked for this shit? You know what I mean? Who asked? I personally think that dynamic entry is not as good as silent entry. And he did not need that transition. I just thought that it would be nice if he could access it in different ways. But I guess this is like, you know, it's here, so I guess we'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'll take it at least. But it's not like what we needed, in my opinion, right? I don't know how else to explain it other than that's what I think down forward 1 does, right? So I do think that it's really good to use for wall carry for Lars, like in his combos. But here, hold on. I gotta talk about his new move because they kind of tie in together. Okay, so I think down forward 2, silent entry, like counter hit, down forward 2 is good. He needed that, great. But down forward 2 into silent entry 4. Right? This is going to be the new move that everyone's using in combos. Down forward 2 to silent entry 4. That's his homing armor +4 now, not -9, +4. Great, that's +4. Great, because it's the slowest fucking move ever, and he better get +4, so that's great. But I think that this in a combo is useless. Same thing for down forward 1-1. It's amazing, but Lars is a character who already had such great strengths in combo game and wall carry. This was not needed. Like, he did not need a strong tornado, because now he feels like everyone else. He was already really good in heat. I mean, like, he could heat burst in the middle of his combos just fine. That was not needed at all. I think that shit is weird. It was not needed. So that's my thoughts on down forward 1-1. Like, okay, here's what I will say. These new moves give him like what? 6 more points of damage, but I think that his wall carry gets a bit weird with it, right? His wall carry gets a bit weird. It's just not as high of a wall splat as like dynamic entry 1-2, like in his usual combos, like his old season 1 combo routes or like Tekken 7 combo routes. But it's like, it's okay. You know, that's all I could say. It's just his combo routes feels just so different that this is almost like a modded Lars is what it feels like. It feels like someone modded moves into Lars and they just like, hey, here it is, let's call it a day. But these new moves don't add anything to him in my opinion, other than 6 more points of damage, which I think is okay. If you really love like 6 more points of damage, it's okay, but it's not needed. That goes through the same way as down 3-1. That's his new wall ending. Does 1 more damage than shoulder. So shoulder is kind of useless now. I just say kind of. Shoulder's only good if you do a grab at the wall. Like if you have a running grab and then you just shoulder them. That's the only thing shoulder is good for. But occasionally down 3-1 doesn't connect and it pulls them really good. Down 3-1 is bad. Okay, here's why I say. This game values Oki so much that having guaranteed damage is kind of bad. You know what I mean? Unless you're gonna kill them, then do it. But if you're not gonna kill them, don't do it. That shit is worthless, dude. So, Oki is just too strong in this game. Like, just fuck the wall enders or fuck the damage. Just go for Oki, okay? Here's what I think sucks too. So, Lars has a new WoW running 1, right? It leads into silent entry. The only thing it's really good for is after heat dash, right? It forces them, like, or after you do a heat move and then you run after them. That's the only thing it's good for. It makes them duck, which is okay, but it also starts silent entry mix-ups after you do heat dash, right? It's not bad, but here's where I think my issue comes from. It doesn't let you do WoW running 4-1-2-3, right? 4-1-2-3 was the best OP option that Lars had in my opinion. It's better than down forward 2. You do down forward 2 at the wall, you know, it depends on what you're going for, right? To do silent entry OP. But if you do forward 1-2-3, you get that dynamic entry OP. So the thing that sucks about silent entry 1 Oki is that, or if you do WoW running 1, is that you get so little damage and the timing is just weird now. The timing is really bad and it just does not beat, you know, down back 2-1, down forward 2 at the wall for silent entry Oki. I just think it is not good. So WoW running 1 completely replaces you and doesn't let you do forward 1, which I think sucks ass. It's not cool. Even in neutral, it's too slow to come out. It's too slow. It's just so hard to run and use it, or in someone's face and use it, because it's just so slow. By the time you press it, you're gonna get killed, and it's just so bad. It's so bad. I will say the tracking on it is okay. You can sidestep it, but you have to be like on point. You have to be really on point. So it's just not really good in the neutral. So all his new moves, they're not really good. They're just okay, but they don't add anything to his neutral, which he still suffers at. And while everyone here is partying at 50-50, it kind of feels like Lars, in a way, is still left behind in this season. Okay, I understand it's too early to say, but I still feel like to a certain degree Lars is still left behind in this season because his neutral game is just so fucking bad, bro. It's so bad, and whereas everyone could just start that shit up, it's just so wild. It's just so wild. Like even Jun is too good. Even Jun is too strong. Anyways, that's enough of that. I think Lars right now is at like an A. Anyways, now I just want to talk about. Obviously it's too early to say what season 2 is gonna be like, but oh, one last thing I will say: the new season 2 update where everyone's tornadoes goes up a bit higher, nerfed Lars Orbital. I don't know if you saw this, but up back 4 not going back diagonally is a fucking nerf because that was a good round start. And the fact that if you do up back 4 and now he just goes kind of like a neutral orbital, it's ass, okay? He can no longer do dynamic entry 2 forward 1 2 3 because the new tornado screw is just so high up. He drops the combo. I think that's just a misstep. I honestly think it's a misstep because that's like the Lars combo, man. You can't do that. Anyway, I think what season 2 is being is that, or at least the direction Tekken 8 is going, every character is starting to be the same. Every character is, and I think that's what people are going to complain about next. Oh yes, I do this, I put you in a 50-50. And it's homing. Oh, it's your turn? Okay. Another homing 50-50. It's up to you, now you decide. It kind of sucks. I don't know what other Heat Smashers got nerfed, but as far as I can see, Heat Smashers are kind of like throws now, where all they do is everyone just does like a cutscene. I don't know. I haven't been labbing everyone so far. I only got up to like alphabetically all the way up to like from like the patch phase. But I think that every character is starting to pretty much feel the same. Slightly, some characters might be better in like neutral, but I think the next thing that most people are really gonna start to complain about is parries as well. Okay, because this game is so aggressive. If your character has a parry, you can't count them out. That's what it is. People might be like, oh, just wait it out. But it sucks because characters with parry in this game mentally always have like plus frames, you know what I mean? No matter whose turn it is. Like, it's fucking wild. I think that that's the biggest issue is going to be now for Season 2 because it's not the same as a backswing blow, okay? I'm talking about like parries. Backswing blows aren't really parries. But yeah, I think that Tekken 8 Season 2, early impressions, it feels like Tekken 8 Season 1, but a little bit faster, and that means less neutral. That's it. So no one really likes the fact that we don't have neutral. You just, as long as you just cheese and don't give a fuck about what your opponent's doing, you win. That's what it is now. But yeah. I used to think that in Season 1, Lars was the most balanced character. No parries, no armored heat engagement. He had good punishing, which is what you need for fundamentals. And his stances are really hard to do mix-ups. I thought that he was balanced, but now in this season he feels a bit like everyone else. And now that it's added, like all these new moves are added, I feel like you can't take it back. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you gave someone $100, you could be like, hey man, I actually need that $100. Can you give it back to me? It's like, oh, and then you're like looking at me and I already have like, you know, new chains on everything that I bought with this $100. You know what I mean? I'll be like, oh, you need that shit back? You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. So no take backs, but I also feel like this is what Season 2 is gonna be. Everyone is the same. And Season 2 just feels too fast and crazy. There's no such thing as neutral. Yeah, if you really want to suffer though, you play Lars. That guy has no neutral. I don't know. That's what I feel. I just, that's all. I'm going to go around in circles, but that's what my early impressions are so far. I don't know, man. I do, like I said, I do think that it is a bit too early. But I think that this feeling of playing Tekken 7 season or Tekken 8 Season 2, the fact that it feels the same as Season 1 is a light. That's what I would say. Anyways, that's all for me. Okay, bye!
Fight.